Hi, Gina with today's thought. But before we get to today's thought, just a big hearty thank you to some new subscribers that I got in the past few days. It seems to go in little bursts that I'll get some subscribers and there will be nothing for days or even weeks, and suddenly I'll get several all at once, which is nice, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. Now on to today's thought. Well, as a conservative, you must know by now if you've been watching this vlog, I am a conservative, independent, but a conservative. I don't see it as my job to help liberals, Democrats win elections. But sometimes I make an exception, and that's what I'm going to do today, by telling them that if they want to win elections, you liberals out there, if you want to win elections, you're going to have to stop underestimating the intelligence, insulting the intelligence of the American people. You liberals on the coast, you think that we're all idiots in the heartland, and we're not. I mean, there are some idiots here. There are some people who vote for Democrats, right, in the heartland, but most of us are pretty smart. At least we're not stupid, and you have to stop. Well, I guess they subscribe to Marx. They're Marxists, and no, I don't mean Karl Marx. I mean Groucho Marx. Who are you going to believe? Me or your own eyes? And this has to do, now there have been times in the past, I'm talking about the president's current president, only for a few more weeks, fortunately. I'm very happy about that. But his dementia, his mental decline, physical decline too, but mainly his mental decline, and the cover-up. Now, there have been times in the past where, well, this goes back to Woodrow Wilson in his second term. He had a stroke, and his wife, Edith, was, for all practical purposes. Now, to be fair, I heard that some historians say that this is not exactly true, conventional wisdom, but that his wife, Edith, was actually running the country. But whoever was running the country, Wilson had a stroke, but they covered it up. We all know about Franklin Roosevelt, FDR's disabilities. He was in a wheelchair. He had polio since being very young, and it was covered up, and the press worked with him. And they always do that. Democrats, anyways, they work with Democrat president to cover up any problems that they may have. So they covered it up. They covered up. Clinton had, not too long after he left office, he had a quintuple heart bypass. Okay, so he obviously had heart problems while he was president. He refused to release his medical records. The press never pressed him on it, but he got away with it. JFK, Kennedy, he had problems too. He had severe back problems, and he was taking a lot of painkillers for it, a lot of drugs for his back, which is understandable if you're suffering from chronic, debilitating back pain. But these drugs are addictive. Now, maybe some historian corrected that, but that is my understanding. But the point is, we've had past presidents who had disabilities that the press covered up, and we, the public, can be forgiven for not noticing these other problems. But this is where we get to Groucho Marx. Who are you going to believe, me, or in this case us, or your own eyes? Because Biden's mental decline, that everybody could see it. It was right out there. We could all see he was the Latin term non-compos mentis. He was not all there mentally. He is not now. And recently the Wall Street Journal put out an article, not linking to it because it's behind a paywall, but you can look it up, but it was pretty well publicized, that this was known to his staff, to the people around him from the very first day. They knew he had problems. I would say they knew even before that. That's why he ran a basement, the quote-unquote basement campaign, because they knew even then they could not put him out there. They used COVID as an excuse of why he could not get out, and he had to stay in the basement. But it was obviously a cover-up, and we all saw the problems, and they need to be held accountable. And I'm hoping now, I'm not talking about putting people in jail like Biden did, his weaponized, the way he weaponized the government. That's really funny, because now you have these Democrats complaining now, say we have to take steps that we don't want Trump to weaponize the government, when that's exactly what the Democrats were doing. And I predict that Trump is not going to do that. He didn't do it in his first term. He did not go after, he could have gone after Hillary Clinton, destroying 30,000 emails. I won't rehearse that whole thing. He could have, he decided not to, because it would be better for the country not to. This administration, thankfully over in just about 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks by the time you're watching this, fortunately, no, he's not going to do that, and people are going to clean it up. And well, I'm going to I throw in these asides so often. I have to put this one in. I have to add this, because they were saying, blaming, accusing Trump of causing an insurrection. I can go through chapter and verse on this someday, why it's so ridiculous, but this charge. But he wanting Mike Pence, the vice president, to hold off on certifying the electoral votes in order to have an investigation or something. Now, he was attacked and even prosecuted for that, right, by Jack Smith. But now you have Democrats calling for the House to do exactly that, for the House not to certify the electoral votes, and claim this, back to this bogus, I won't go over the whole thing again, and hopefully you remember this idea about the 14th Amendment, this bogus claim that the Supreme Court shot down, that Trump engaged in an insurrection and is unqualified to be president. So these Democrats, such as Raskin, I think he's on the Judiciary Committee, the ranking Democrat. Well, anyways, calling to House not to certify the electoral votes, a very thing that they were attacking Trump over, and claiming the 14th Amendment, and making this judgment not being a court or anything. It's just these House members. So I just had to throw that in there, the hypocrisy. But getting back to the gaslighting, I'm just going to show you a video now for your entertainment panel, because they need to be, as I said, not prosecuted. And the same thing, all the connections to China, all the corruption in the Biden department. No. Nobody should be prosecuted. The president should not be prosecuted, put in jail. No. We should get past that, but there should be hearings on that, and people should be forced to testify, and we should know what happened, what they did. All the records at the House, that the White House was refusing to turn over, Trump, I predict he will, should turn over to Congress, and we, the people, have the right to know exactly what happened, and these people have to be held to account at least that way, and have their reputations treated the way they should be treated. But I want to, what I want to get to now is this video of all these people who will probably now go on to get consulting jobs and lobbying jobs, and they'll do fine, but all these talking heads and all these, even worse, Biden administration officials telling us how sharp Joe Biden was and is. Well, I guess they can't get away with is anymore, but at the time, telling us how sharp Joe Biden is or was, when we could all see that it was absolutely nonsense. And I hope the Democrats will be shamed into never nominating somebody like that ever again, but not trying to pull the wool over our eyes, because, as I said at the beginning, we are not stupid. But here we go. Here is the video, and I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Anyways, make of it what you will.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years. I've been knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game.
So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
I have complete confidence in the president. I have watched him expertly guide meetings of staff and cabinet members. I could not have more confidence in the president.
I would just tell you that I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet with him, he is just fine.
But he is, again, knowledgeable, wise.
Incredibly sharp, incredibly probing, incredible command of the details.
He is sharp. He is on top of things.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp and he's not capable.
We see Joe Biden up close. We know how attuned he is to the issue.
And you're going to see how smart he is and the experience he has.
I say his age is an asset.
Aha! He's wise.
Yes, he's wise. He has wisdom. He has experience.
And his experience, because of his age and his wisdom, has been invaluable to this country.
A lot of countries, people who've been in office a longer period of time are praised for their wisdom.
I have seen a lot of 72-year-olds not as capable as this 80-year-old.
It is hard for us to keep up with this president.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years. He's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
And this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS that's so deep, your boots will get stuck in.
Yeah. That's my thought for today. Thanks for stopping by. Again, thanks for all the subscribers. I could use more subscribers, so I would love for you to subscribe. If you have any comments, comment section below the video. I love getting comments. And, for or against, that's okay. Just be respectful. And share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.